I'm very sure you're really watching my screen very well. Our topic today is presenting to sell. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting is part of the skills we do that make us money. We have very many skills. Skill number 1 is prospecting. Skill number 2 is inviting. So presenting is coming in as skill number 3. So we are going to be talking about, after you getting your people, after you getting their numbers, how can you present to them and they join? So that's what we are going to be sharing. And I'm very sure in only 15 minutes, I'm going to be done with my training. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be someone, if you want to present to someone and they join, presenting to sell simply means you present to someone and they buy what you present. We cannot know that you are a good presenter through the words you talk. We cannot know that you are a good presenter through the story you're sharing. The only thing that can show us that you're a good presenter is when you present to people, they buy. If you present to people and they don't buy, you are not presenting to sell. Even if people love your presentations, but when they don't buy, you are not a good presenter. People just love your words, but they don't buy. Today, I want to give you a skill because this is one of the skills that I've come to master. I cannot say that I'm perfect, but I'm really working on myself to become perfect when it comes to presenting. Personally, I can confidently tell you that I cannot present to people and I fail to get people who buy, because I'm slowly, step by step, mastering the skill. If you want your people to buy, number 1, you must make a sale. You must make a sale. What do we mean here by you must make a sale? Number 1, a sales presentation must attempt to persuade a prospect to buy or join. When you're presenting, it's not all about reading the slides. Some of you call yourself good presenters, but when you're good readers, you can be very good at reading the presentation, but when you're not presenting to sell. So during your presentation, you presenter, your work is to find lines that are going to make this person buy from you. You are not presenting just to impact knowledge, but your goal is to close the deal. Some of us will present. After the presentation, upline is asking you, how is the prospect? Has the prospect joined? And your answer is very simple. Upline, my prospect has loved the business. Love is not bringing money on your account. Love is not making us dollars. We must make sure we present to sell. You must come up with lines. You must come up with good words that can persuade a person to buy from you. Number 3, keep that in mind throughout your entire presentation. Every word you say during the presentation must be looking forward to persuade a prospect to buy from you. So point number 1, you must make a sale. So whatever you do during the presentation, make sure you make a sale. Point number 2, impression. Now, ladies and gentlemen, someone is already asking himself, what is impression? We have 2 kinds of impression or categories. The first, we have visual, and the second is audio. Visual is what your prospects see. A prospect must look at you and they are looking at success. Because during the presentation, you're going to be talking about too much money. Some of us, we want to put on the way we want. Some of us, we put on depending on the moods. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a body business. You have come to sell. So make sure you impress the person to buy. I want to talk about the audio. Audio simply means, what do you say when you're in front of the prospect? The way you talk to your prospect must be impressive. You have to talk with energy. You have to talk with vigor. You have to talk with excitement. So you must do what you call audio impression. You must talk with energy. You must talk with vigor. You must talk with confidence. You must talk with excitement. A prospect must be already asking himself what you're going to say next. A prospect must be ready for your presentation. So the only way to win your prospect, number one, is having excitement and energy. Some of you present to people and they don't join. The problem is not on the presentation, but the way you present. You talk like you've spent 5 days without eating anything. You talk as if you're not interested in the prospect. Some of us, we talk as if we are giving up. People must listen. People must hear you when you're audible. So the visual impression must be so high. I mean the audio. Now when it comes to visual, they are telling us here, dress to sell. When you're presenting your prospect, make sure you dress to sell. Number two, speak to sell. Speak with passion. Speak with enthusiasm. Speak with energy. This is exactly what I've been talking about. Dress to sell. Be smart. Ladies, don't show too much skin. Be smart. Genuinely smart. Look like the money. There is this point where they say, fake it until you make it. Even if you've not yet made the millions of money, but look like a millionaire, smell like a millionaire, smile like a millionaire, speak like a millionaire. You get a point? So that is point number two, impression. So if you want your people to join, if you want your people to see your presentation and they join immediately, look at your impression. Ask yourself, am I impressive? When they look at me, do I impress them? When I start talking, do I impress them? Talk with energy. That's when people are going to buy what you sell. Point number three, sell big. Sell big. Here they are telling us, never focus on selling the smallest package. Never sell one box of a product. Give discount to those that buy more than one product. In sales, we write our paychecks. Present all options, but show the advantage of joining with the biggest package. If you want to make too much money in this business, you're going to make too much money from bigger packages. Don't focus on selling smaller packages. They are not going to make you money. Bigger packages are going to make you serious money. That's why here they are telling us, in sales, you write your paycheck. You decide how much money you would want to make. So, if you have a chance of deciding how much money you want to make, why do you sit with a prospect and you emphasize and you encourage your prospect to join with a smaller package? You're going to make, how many dollars are you going to make from a mini package? This package, that's very little money. So it's better we focus on selling bigger packages. I'm not saying you judge your people. Don't judge your prospects, but you've told us here. Present all the options, but show the advantage of joining with the biggest package. It will push your people I want to share with you this statement. Aim for the moon, that even if you fail, you will eat the stars. So make sure you aim for the bigger package. For example, the franchise. Tell your prospect to join the brand with the franchise. That even if they don't have the money to buy the franchise, they'll end up buying a partner or a builder. But if you tell them a smaller package, if you tell them a basic, they'll end up depositing. But when you aim for the franchise, you end up getting people buying a builder or a partner. So let us learn to sell big. If you want your people to join, sell big. Point number 4. Know your clients. Know your clients is point number 4. Know your clients, what do they mean? You have to know, you have to have knowledge about your clients. For example, know their full name. Last time a superstar introduced a guest to me, and I was asking the superstar, what is the name of this person you're bringing? And the superstar says, he's in the Colorado market. Man, what's that? You have to know your client, know their full name. When you're talking to them, talk to them calling their name. Let me assume you're talking to a prospect who is called James. Whatever statement you say, make sure you involve his name. When you use someone's name, it shows that you are friends. For example, Mr. James, which package would you want to join with? Mr. James, what have you loved the best? Mr. James, I want to help you get started today. So when you use someone's name, it is creating a bonding. You bond with your prospect. Get to know their occupation. What do they do for a living? When you get to know their occupation, it will give you ways on how you're going to present to them. You have to know, have they been in MLM before? Have they been in network marketing before? Or they are people who are joining network marketing for the first time? What is their experience? Do they know MaxxLife International? You will know their needs and you will focus on them. So here, how important is this when it comes to presenting? When you know the person, when you know your clients, you will be presenting, focus on their needs, not on your needs. For example, you are presenting to someone who is sick. You're presenting to someone who is having a complication. As you're presenting capital, you'll be giving them examples. You'll be focusing on the product because you know that the person I'm presenting to is having a complication. The person I'm talking to is having prostate cancer. The person I'm talking to is having fibroids. So you'll be focusing on the products because that is the solution, that is their need at the moment. Next point, what is your catch? This is my second last point. What is your catch? Because when you want to present to sell, you have to understand what is your catch. What do they mean? For you as a person, because we have very many members in MaxxLife International, but you, when you're presenting, what you focus in, what separates you from other presenters, from other members of MaxxLife International. Under this, they're telling us everyone is selling MaxxLife. What is your catch? Everyone is selling MLM. What is your catch? That is your personal question. Every person must be having their catch. What is your selling point? That's what they mean. Because very many people are going to invite you. We are fighting for the same market. We are fighting for the same prospects. You're getting your prospects from Facebook. I'm also getting prospects from Facebook. You're getting prospects from WhatsApp groups. I'm also getting prospects from WhatsApp groups. You have to be having a different catch. Why in all people who have presented to this prospect, if Even if it's the same company, why is this prospect choosing to join you? It is your catch that's going to attract the prospect. Ladies and gentlemen, these are going to be some of the selling points. Number 1, testimonies. Number 2, support system. You have to show people that you have a support system. You have to show your prospects that you have the legalities, the back office. Some companies don't have the back office to the dashboard. You have to talk about the payment system. Some companies pay people weekly. Other companies pay people monthly. We are so lucky in MaxxLife International, the company is having a daily payout system. You can use that as a selling point. You can also use your upline as a selling point. My upline, the person who brought me to this business, is a supportive person. That's why I'm so confident that when you join the business today, it's the same person that's going to support you to make money, because he also supported me to make money. Talk about your team. Talk about the timing. The company is still new. If you want your prospect to join, tell them that they are joining in the right time. The company is very new. In Uganda, the company is only 1 year. So by the time the company is making 6 years in Uganda, a person who joined from Uganda this year will be making 5 years in the company, and he will be rich. Talk about the positioning. Talk about your strategy. If you want your people to join, talk about the strategy you have for them. People want to know, what strategy you have for me. You want me to join your business. Which strategy do you have? Your cooperative advantage. So when you use this, I'm expecting everyone who is on this training to be taking screenshots of this. These are selling points. You can be reading through and asking yourself, which testimony can I give my prospect to join? Which support system am I going to promise this person? Talk about the legality. Some companies are not even registered. MaxxLife is registered. We pay taxes. We have the certificate of incorporation, trade license certificate, National Drug Authority certificate. We have the allowed certificate. You get a point? Ladies and gentlemen, the last point is, don't forget to follow up. Don't forget to follow up. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you are a good presenter or you are a bad presenter, amongst the people you're going to present to, some will join immediately, some will take time, some will pay in installments, some will join after a very big period, a very long period of time. The main thing that is going to make you sign up these people, the main thing that is going to make you present to these people and they join, is follow up. You have to follow up. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to follow up. It is not a request, it is a must. Here they are telling us, try as much as possible to close the deal immediately. On this point, I want to give you one statement. Don't trust prospects. Some of you bring prospects, you have the potentials to join, but you're the same person who is saying they will join tomorrow. What is going to take place tomorrow? If you want them to join tomorrow, then invite them the next day. Why do you invite them to that? You said they are going to join tomorrow. Upline, my superstar, me, I trust them. Man, that's bullshit. Don't trust prospects. A prospect is the same person who's going to join tomorrow, is the same person who's going to sit with the husband tomorrow, or is the same person who's going to sit with their friends. They ask them questions. Tomorrow you call them and they are not picking your calls. Don't trust prospects. Try as much as possible to close the deal immediately. Let the prospect pay cash. If they cannot pay cash, let them give commitment. Let them deposit some money on their accounts. Let them deposit on their packages. Don't allow prospects to just tell you I will join next month, I will join next week. Tell them I didn't invite you next week. I invited you today. I want you to join today. Give them 1,000 reasons why they should join today. As I'm coming to the conclusion, however, majority of them will not pay cash. Closing a deal is a process. Even when following up, remember, you are selling. Some of us will forget. Some of us will forget. When you're following up, you start bringing up chances, you start bringing up fake stories. Man, you're following up, but you're also selling. So the work of follow-up is to keep the fire and the excitement levels high of the prospects. Not just to stay in touch. The last thing they are telling us, you must be aggressive, passionate, and bold. You must be aggressive, passionate, and bold. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're following up, you must be aggressive. Let us be aggressive. Let us be passionate. Passionate simply means showing too much love. Learn to show too much love for your business. People will join you depending on the love you show for your business. Be bold. Being bold, it simply means be bold when you're asking for money. Ask for a sale. If you feel like you've done all, tell your prospect to join. Ask the prospect, where is the money? Some of you, you join the sales business, you join the sales company, but as if you're not in sales. You find someone who says, me, I fear to ask for money. Then what you want in business? Why don't you go back home and you sleep? You fear to ask for money. Okay, what do you want to ask for? We didn't come to make relationships. We come for business. Business involves transactions. And the mode of transaction is money. So, learn to ask for the money. Ladies and gentlemen, it has really been a nice sharing with you. And I'm very sure if you've been so attentive, you've learned something from my training. I really want to encourage everyone who is on this training. Don't stop learning. Never stop learning. Learning doesn't stop, ladies and gentlemen. Don't stop learning. Leaders learn every time we are learning. Every time we are learning. Learning doesn't stop. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure every time you are learning. Every time you are learning. I want to encourage you, next time we are attending the training, don't attend alone. Also encourage your people to also attend training. Do it. Call your people. Call your superstars. Remind them. Some of them forget. But the more you learn, the more you earn. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much for attending this training. It has been nice to share with you. And I'm very sure we have learned a lot, and we are going to put in more so that you can make more money from this business. Thank you for attending the training. Encouraging more people, because even this week we are going to be having more training. We shall be having another training on Saturday. Attend with a friend. Attend with a friend. Just share the link. Just share the link. Attend with a friend. Make sure you attend with a friend, and it will help you to make money. May the Almighty God bless you. Thank you for attending that venue.